So you may or may not remember from a while back when I got a Michael's order and every single item came broken. Well, I did not throw that out. I did, in fact, hold on to it, and I just kind of put it aside for a couple of months because I was really kind of exhausted with just thinking about it because I felt so defeated. I really wanted these pieces and thought that they looked so pretty and would really add to my home decor and make me feel more at home in my kitchen with, personalized touches like these spooky skeleton bowls and plates for serving and all that jazz. Silly me, I guess, for hoping for some motivation like that, because I guess what I got was a giant puzzle, which fortunately this one is pretty easy to put back together, and the bowl wasn't terribly bad as well. And then there was one plate that it just had like a tiny chip, and I should be able to fix it, no problem. Fortunately, I was able to complete this with just enough E6000, which we conveniently had kicking around in the color black. And fortunately, Violet was able to find it for me miraculously while she was looking for something else. So with her help, I was able to get going on reassembling this craft. I guess now it's a craft. Or something like that. It feels like a painstakingly slow, difficult puzzle that's just so fragile and ready to fall apart whenever. Thankfully, it was a warm day though, so the adhesive seemed to be working in my favor, and I just kind of went piece by piece and tried to take it as slowly as I could. Of course, as the day went on, I started to get so exhausted and fed up with this and just wanted it to be done. So it was really hard to not quit this whole entire process. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I started out feeling so strong with the bowl because it was just so easy to fix, and I saved all the little tiny chips. So at some point when I'm feeling a little bit more ambitious, I'm gonna see if I can find the little chips to put into the little white spots that are missing. But if not, I think I have to come up with a plan B just on a whole, because as this plate tended to be more difficult to put together, each piece that I tried to glue together for some reason, I ended up with a weird spacing issue in some areas. And as cool as it kind of looks, I feel like I need to add something else to it to help it to stay together. So I have been looking into what could work for that, because I don't want it to cover the black and change the way the entire plate looks, but I need it to fill in the cracks. So this really led me to the idea of trying to use grout for this. I think that you can still eat off of that if it's a plate or whatever once you've used it to fill in cracks. I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to. And then, of course, I had the genius idea of, well, maybe I could do glitter grout, and then if it did change the black portion of the plate, I wouldn't be so terribly offended by it. I mean, at this point, likely I'm probably not going to eat off of this or use this in the kitchen. It's probably going to become property of the plants. So I really don't know why I'm even doing this. But I just hope that if I keep trusting the process, I'm going to feel super satisfied with this in the end. And while I am absolutely positive that so many people would have given up on this because it was painstaking at some points, I'm like wiping away the clumps of the E6000 and then hoping that the thing doesn't fall apart, and then it falls apart, and then I'm just trying to like prop it up real quick and hope that maybe I can just get this done, and it slides out of place, and oh, so annoying and aggravating. Anybody normally like sane and of sound mind would have absolutely just thrown all this out and moved on. Or I don't know, maybe they would have made some garden stones or threw it in some concrete or something. But me, I'm gonna glue it back together like a puzzle and figure out if the glitter grout is gonna be a real thing, or just use clear, or perhaps even liquid nails. I don't know. I was looking up so many different things. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them for me in the comments below. But as I started to get to this part in the gluing of the plate together with the big section in the middle, I was like fed up. I just wanted to be done with this, and everything kept sliding apart. So I started to use the bubble wrap to kind of keep everything in place and hopefully keep it from sliding too much, so it's as well put together as it can be. But I think that the angle of the bowl and my complete and utter impatience with this task at this point just kind of led us to where we are going to be leaving off with it at the end of the day today. Oh, and if you're wondering about like the weird streaky E6000 marks on the plate, once I go back over this when the whole thing is dried and wipe it down with baby wipes, all that stuff is going to rub away. It's not going to be stuck there forever. I just don't want to keep messing with it at this point, and I really just need the plate to stay together long enough for me to come up with a stronger and long-lasting solution. Once all was said and done and I walked away from this for the day, I did feel satisfied that I followed through with completing it in, the 1 day time period I was trying to set for myself, of at least like getting this going. Because I swear, if I continue to just get fed up and like walk away from this and leave it in pieces, and it takes more than 24 hours to do, like, what is even the point? It's kind of weird enough as is that I held on to this for as long as I did in a box outside, instead of just either letting it go or working on it as quickly as it arrived in its broken form. But I think this is all working out still to be quite a pleasant surprise, and I'll keep you updated as I work it out.